Hey, Neil Jepson here. I guess you've been hearing a lot about scripture study goals. And we've even tried to talk to you about ceilings and floors. For a second, I want to spend a couple minutes with you about what we mean. Your ideal goal, your ceiling goal, should include at least 3 components. What, where, and when. So let's say, for example, that I'm going to set a goal for Monday through Friday, and then my weekend goal may be a bit different. But for Monday through Friday, I'm going to study the scriptures for 20 minutes during my lunch break. So I've talked about when, but I still haven't identified the what and the where. So let's say that my where is going to be in my office. I'll shut my door and I'll have 20 minutes to myself to study the scriptures during lunch. Now I've got my where and I've got my when. If I'm not super clear about my what, if I just say I'm going to study the scriptures, for me at least, I end up on YouTube searching how to play croquet or other things that I wasn't previously interested in. So be specific. My what is going to be, I'm going to study the Doctrine and Covenants for 10 minutes according to the Come Follow Me schedule. And for the other 10 minutes, I'm going to study a general conference talk. That's my what. So now I have my when, my what, and my where, and I'm ready to go. But remember, that's my ideal goal. That's my ceiling. But life happens, right? So we have to also create a floor so that we don't get discouraged the first time our ideal goal isn't accomplished. Let's imagine that I'm sitting in my office during my lunch break, getting ready to do my 20-minute scripture study. And then I get a text from my wife. She wants to meet me at Costco for a hot dog. Are you kidding me? It's the best opportunity of my life. Wait a minute. I'm doing scripture study. This is where the floor comes in. I've decided that my floor has to be at least 5 minutes of scripture study during my lunch break. I know I can manage that regardless of circumstances. But my wife is inviting me to go to Costco for lunch. I gotta take her up on that. Now notice, I didn't just give up and not do anything. I still decided that I was gonna do my floor goal. I was gonna do at least 5 minutes and then run off for a lunch date. Now I'm not gonna get in the habit of doing that. I'm going to always be reaching for the ceiling, but when life happens, and in this case, when my wife invites me to go to lunch, I'm gonna go to lunch. That's the idea of ceiling goals and floor goals. If you and me can really figure out what we're reaching for, and then also set a minimum, we're gonna be a lot more successful at accomplishing our goals. Ceiling goals and floor goals will help you never to be discouraged as you continue to work for consistency in your scripture study. Now, for those of you who may be wondering, am I going to mark my reading for the day that I just did 5 minutes? Well, of course I am. That's the whole purpose of floor and ceiling goals. I'm going to continue to strive to do my best by reading 20 minutes, but on days when that's just not in the cards, I'm going to hit my floor goal and continue to move forward. So let's review. You need to create a scripture study goal, and it needs to include at least the 3 elements of what, when, and where. What needs to be very specific. Set a time, 20 or 15 minutes or however long you're going to study. And then with the what, make sure you know exactly what you're going to study. Don't just open the scriptures and hope you find something. I would suggest following Come Follow Me. Where you're going to study is so important, and that way it happens when you're in that place. And decide specifically when you're going to study. Those 3 keys will help you to be successful. Additionally, make sure you create a ceiling goal and a floor goal. Don't ever get discouraged. Every single day, aim for the ceiling, but when life happens and you can't get there, make sure that you nail the floor. We want you so badly to create a very meaningful scripture study habit for the rest of your life. Your seminary teacher is going to be asking you more about this and asking often. Hey, just a quick thanks. Thanks for participating in seminary. It really is leaving an impact. When you're going to study it, and for how long. No. What, when, where. Where you're going to study, and who? No. What, where, when.